that, and this is the beginning of the war, you know. And all the movies I had ever seen about the war, we were winning. I mean, seriously. I mean, any kind of movie, even the newsreel movies, we were winning. And I mean, you know, the movies, I had just seen things like Give 'Em the Business in Burma with Don Amici. And the kind of thing when Don Amici and Errol Flynn would drop behind the lines, and the Japs, terrible things happened to the Japs immediately. Well, anyway, I had been brought up on that, and this was the first movie I ever saw like this. I'll never forget it. I'm sitting there on my little wooden seat, wearing my big tin hat, and I was surrounded by all these nearsighted guys who would come into the Army with me, you know, all these little skinny nearsighted guys, all of them roughly 17 years old, transparent, skin troubles. All of us were just out of the little Orphan Annie stage and just about to begin reading spicy Western when the Army got us. And there we were, you see, sitting there. And an officer came out and he says, "Men, you are about to be orientated. I am the orientation officer in this organization, and I'll tell you this, I can orientate a dog. There hasn't been a man yet come through this command who hasn't left here thoroughly orientated. Now, a lot of you guys don't know what orientation means. Well, after today's session, you are going to have a slight idea of what it means to be orientated by First Lieutenant Jack Gurney. I am the best orientation officer in the entire Second Army. Any of you guys want to argue about it? I'll be willing to take on any of you guys. I'll take off these bars and man to man, I'll orientate you. All right, now, Corporal, will you please turn on a machine?" With that, the lights went down, and on came this movie. Well, it showed a bunch of German soldiers, square-jawed, gray silver eyes, swimming a river, like machines, in formation. Yes. And the voice said, "You are now seeing a film of a German Bangalore torpedo team going into action against a pillbox on the Maginot Line. Watch carefully, men. This is a magnificently performed, a magnificently executed maneuver." And we're watching, and it's gray, you know, all fuzzy. You see the tracers coming out of the pillbox. These are German films. Crying out loud, where they got. I'm looking for Errol Flynn. I'm looking around for Van Johnson. Once in a while, a rocket. And I see these guys, and they're swimming across the river, and these guys are carrying along with them something on their back. I never saw anything like it. Suddenly, they deploy on the opposite bank, Carl. You should have seen it. It was fantastic. These guys fan out. They looked nothing like any of the guys I was in the Army with. With that, one by one, they begin to crawl forward. Suddenly, they leaped up, 6 of them, with a Bangalore torpedo. Up they went, right up to the side of this pillbox. Boom! No pillbox. No soldiers. All 6 of them gone. Fantastic Bangalore torpedo maneuver. And with that, the next voice said, "And now you are about to watch a strafing raid on the streets of Rotterdam, photographed through the gun cameras of a Stuka. You will have to excuse the shaky condition of the film because these were taken in action." These guys were hitting everybody. They didn't miss anything. This guy was going along picking off street lights as he went down. Some clown went down the street on a bicycle. This guy shot out his tires first, then knocked his toolkit off, and then pow, between the eyes. All the while, I'm waiting for Van Johnson. The lights came up. I'm sitting there with my wooden gun. They had given me a wooden gun the day before, carved cleverly to resemble a British Enfield, which went out of action 48 years before in the last skirmish of the Boer War. I'm sitting there. The first lieutenant came out and says, "You men are now on your way to being orientated." Little did he realize he was speaking the truth.